All righty. Well, we got the West Coast and the East Coast handled today, and then you got Cabo San Lucas. It's Captain Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide, coming to you live right here on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, Threads, X. If you can't find us, you probably are not on social media. We are here every single day, and today we got a couple of great guests. Captain Al Clowers, always with me on Mondays, and then we got Kyle coming to us, Kyle Graber coming to us all the way from Florida, from the Keys, checking in. He's going to be a regular on the show here as much as he possibly can. You know, that work thing, though, both of you, the work thing kind of gets in the way sometimes, but it takes precedent over this silly little show, right?
It takes precedent over everything in my life, even my wife and my family.
Yeah, you got to eat. As Kyle finds out as he moves along in this, he'll get married, he'll have some kids, and he'll find out, just like you and me, Al, it's kind of important to keep that boat underneath our feet all day.
Right? Oh yeah, you got you know. When I was interviewing him before I got married this last time, one of the first questions was, "Do you have any problem with me fishing 300 days a year?" You know, some of them have a problem. I've had them tell me, "Man, you know, getting big arguments. I need to grow gills to hang out with you." Well, whatever you got to do, right?
Just trying to make a living, right, Al?
Yeah.
So, gang, I just want to go over what happened on the weekend with all of our members and what they were able to put together. I got 5 different reports from 5 different clients that went out on their own private boats this weekend, not counting the guys that went out with Captain Al, the guys that went out with Captain Justin, and the guys that went out with Captain Kyle. But right now, just our own private Your Saltwater Guide members on their own private boats, they just had a phenomenal weekend of fishing. I mean, look at going out and catching your own squid. There's something to be said for that, and that's what Danny Fan did. Check this out.
What's up, Dave? Thanks for the numbers. Check this out. Ho, ho, ho. You're the man. Look at all these birds. Exactly where you said they were. Appreciate that. And check this light out here. It's the light that we're using. The Squid Max light. And this is the generator we're using. About 389 watts, 92%. We just got here. 4.4 hours left. And some more squid. Look at that. Yeah. Some more in the net. Slow and steady. We just got here. Thanks again.
I'll tell you what, he took advantage of the things that I told you guys to go out and do this weekend. He went out and filled up his freezer, Al. He's not going to have to go buy bait for the rest of the season. All next year, he's got plenty of bait. He told me that him and his buddy have bagged up over 71-pound bags of squid. So they'll probably make it through the springtime with that much squid. But there's squid pretty much everywhere out there, gang. So you can go do that too. He was at Catalina at a little spot there on the west end of the island on the front side. I don't know how I'm able to tell everybody where to go every weekend. Between you and I, Al and Justin, there's no reason for anybody to not catch fish unless you just love to suck. And then if you love to suck, Al and Justin and I, we can't help you because you're insistent on going out there and sucking. So if you're going to suck, don't report sucking because nobody wants to know that you sucked. But the guys that listen to us and do what we tell them, Al, oh my gosh, they're doing just fine. Right here. Here's another one of our members. He went out, he just slayed the lobsters. Had just a time of his life, limits full limits. They started fishing at 4:45. They were done at 7:40. Full limits for 3 guys. All he did was go right where I told him to go, and did right what I told him to do. And that's, I don't know. You can't get any better than that. You just got to follow the simple directions. That's all, gang. Just follow the simple directions. If you want to try to figure this thing out on your own, like I hear so many guys and I read so many posts on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Zitcom and all that, boogereater.com and all that stuff, where they tell you, you got to figure it out on your own like I did. None of us figured it out on your own. I've been doing this for 50 plus years. Captain Al's been doing it 50 plus years. We didn't figure this out on our own. Somebody told us back in the old days how to do it. So take a little bit of advice, gang. Get out there and enjoy yourself. Yeah, you can go try to reinvent stuff as it goes along, but when you first getting started, you want a little help. I know I wanted as much help as I could get. Then here's another guy, Rick Maurer. He went diving, him and his wife. They caught limits of lobsters. Oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better. Look at that. Fishing at Iser's Reef, wide open sand bass, calico bass. Unbelievable. And then we finish it off. This guy, Brian, went out looking for the big bonita. It doesn't always work out. I told him to go out and troll around in 600 feet of water off San Onofre. He tried it. He could not find the bonita. It's kind of hard to find them all by yourself out there, but at least he was in the zone and he had beautiful weather, like you can tell. So you got to do it. I know down in your neck of the woods, Al, the guys found that big bonita this weekend, and they had a time of their lives. The 3/4 day and the half day boats.
Yeah, they're fishing right where I put on the game plan, the upper 9. They're catching them big reds and they're catching bonita on the same trip.
You got to love that, right?
Oh, yeah. And it's been greasy glassy out there.
It's pretty cool.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I looked. It's under 10 knots tomorrow, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is under 4 knots all day.
Nice.
That's beautiful, man. I was out with the grandkids yesterday for the last hour right before dark after the baseball game. They were bugging me, so I'm like, let's go. And then Saturday, too, that was an afternoon trip. You seen it on live. It was epic weather, you know.
And it was good bass fishing.
But not as hot.
It was good bass fishing, too. Those kids had the time of their lives fishing with you in the back bay.
Oh, yeah, they had a really good time. One of them never caught a fish before, and they got up on him about 4 or 5, and then he started catching them and ended up with the biggest sand bass.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was classic. That was a classic grandpa, dad, son, and his son's buddy that didn't know me before they hit the boat, and it was a classic trip, you know. I do what I do, and most of the time it comes out epic. They were super, super, super stoked.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was just having a blast watching the kids put the day together because we went live and we were all watching you live. It was pretty spectacular. We went live last night, Captain Al, with Justin, and he did just as good as you. I mean, he had a lot of big lobsters last night. I think we had 6 lobsters over 5 pounds, 2 over 10 pounds. It was just a phenomenal night of lobster fishing.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, that area up there has a lot of big bugs. I was watching when they got the first big one.
That was pretty cool, huh?
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, Kyle, we would love to get you going on this fishing live thing because you're sitting in an area where, talk to Captain Al right now and just explain to him what you're fishing in. Super skinny water and you're catching just, Al, it's you and I's kind of fishing, man. It is just incredible. Talk about different species and what you can catch, Kyle.
I mean, so I'm doing a lot of my trips back in the Everglades portion of the Keys. And I want to get closer into the flats and do some of those like sight casting trips. But right now I'm in, you're going through a foot of water to get to a spot that's got maybe 3 to 5 feet of water. And we're catching anywhere from, we're catching redfish, we're catching tarpon, we're catching good snook. snook has been the main thing right now. I've got redfish spots that they're super finicky, but I got one big channel that these snook you'll pull up, and we'll have these little finger mullet running through, and you'll hear them pop, 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 pop out in the back. Like you can't even see them, but you can hear them. You'll throw a finger mullet on the bottom, let it sit. As soon as that line starts going, you've got anything from a 19 to I had a lady catch a 32 a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
And I mean, it's been a crazy couple weeks recently where we're killing it on the bay side right now.
Nice. Is it high season back there right now?
I would say so, yeah. Like I've got a lot more guys that want to fish versus the summertime when you get a lot more people that want to do the sandbar. They want to go snorkel. They want to go to the restaurants. Or right now, like my December is booking up to where I think I've got 12 or 15 trips this month of just everybody wanting to go catch mangrove snapper, snook. Hey, we just want to go. We want to catch a shark. We want to go catch a Goliath grouper. Like we just want a tight line. And I'm like, perfect. I get some
Sounds
guys.
like my day trip.
Exactly. I get some people that are just like, oh, well, I want to go catch this. I want to go catch a 42-inch snook. I go, I don't know where a 42-inch snook is, but
you might want to calm down. You just wind me up and let me take you fishing. You might catch one, right?
I've had so many people. We get out there and it'll be a regular day. We're catching a few fish, nothing crazy, and they go, oh, so where are the fish at? They're here. We're catching them, but it's why they call it fishing and not catching. Like you just got to be part of the fun. You can't just sit there and be quiet and not talk. You gotta let's create some conversation and just be happy to be out on the water together.
Yeah, over the years, for the most part, there's a low percentage of those people. Once you get a big volume, all the people I took on Saturday makes up for it. But yeah, every now and then you get those kind of people, and you just got to kind of go with the flow,
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, and then hey, when you click, if you start doing lives, when you click on the live, because I can tell over the phone what kind of personality that I'm getting pretty much, and then you got that live sitting there, and if you got those people like that, you got to click play on the live. It gets a little bit gnarly, but I just I haven't been doing it that long, 5 months or so, but yeah, it gets like Saturday. I didn't know these people, and the conditions were kind of tough. Looking at everything before I hit the water, right? I'm like, oh man, I got to go live today too, and it all worked out,
Turns out being a great day. I've had so many days like that where I've had not the last trip I took out, but the trip before. It was a husband and wife. It wasn't super windy, but it didn't look like it was going to be the best day. I think we caught 7 snook in just our 4-hour trip. And I even threw in like a little bit of snorkeling at the end of it just because I had such a great day. They had such a great day. I was like, let's just go make it a little bit better. And it's the day where I'm like, I don't have the camera with me. If I would have had the camera with me, this would have been perfect content. Right. But then I bring the camera and then I don't catch anything. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to leave the camera on the boat 24/7.
Right. What kind of boat are you running back there? Like the bay boats?
Yeah, I've got a 23-foot Key West Bay Reef.
Oh, right on.
It's a perfect little boat. Like there's some stuff about it that I don't necessarily love, but with it being a cheaper boat and it's made a little bit with not as much material, it's lighter. It can't handle anything over like two foot seas, but that's why I'm in the bay side. I don't want to deal with 2 foot seas.
Right. And you guys got bonefish back there, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of buddies that do the bonefish. No, I've heard the Bahamas have way bigger, but for down here, I'm thinking these guys are catching them maybe
15, 18 inches.
I would say like 15, 18, like something like it's a good size, but it's nothing massive.
Right. Yeah, we got those right here in San Diego Bay. It's pretty rad. I got that stuff dialed in.
Never caught one. I want to so bad.
Yeah. I don't sight fish them, but because the water's dirty. But just fish shrimp. A little Carolina rig or a drop shot.
Yeah, and you guys are fishing So I heard the way that we do it down here supposedly is if you're not sight casting for them, you're sitting in front of a flat as the tide's moving over it, and you just let little pieces of dead shrimp drift over that flat. Same thing, and then that's how they're getting their bites.
Right. This might help you out. It took me a lot of years to figure it out, but normally if everything lines up and the tides are right during the trip, I'll roll up on the beach and catch ghost shrimp. We have these things called ghost shrimp, which are candy big time. Obviously, I use the Promar shrimp pump, but the little tiny cocktail shrimp.
Okay.
The little popcorn.
Yeah, the little little bitty ones.
Go to the grocery store and buy a frozen bag of them.
Yeah.
It fits right on a drop shot hook, and they eat the heck out of that stuff.
I'm gonna have to go look. I wonder if they got it at Publix, so we'll see.
Probably you don't have to have live shrimp for those bonefish. They eat that.
No, that's all they do. A lot of these guys, you'll go to the bait shop to get your shrimp, and instead of getting the big prawns that you'd use for like a snapper or a snook, they're trying to get the little baby ones at the bottom, because now you can take a full piece and, like you said, cover up that entire hook and let it just drift across the flat.
Those cocktail shrimp on the side, they're really small. They work perfect.
I'll try that. I'll actually, before I forget, I'm gonna write it down because I know I'll forget about it.
Brent asked a question. I'm just gonna let him know. You can have as much of that squid on your boat as you want. The fishing game haven't decided to create a limit of how much bait we can have on the boat. Thank God, because they know they will. As soon as they find out we're having fun catching it, they're going to regulate it. But right now, as of right now, you can have as much as you can catch. So you catch 2 tons, you can have 2 tons. You catch 15 of them, you can have 50, whatever it is. The more the merrier as far as putting that stuff in the freezer, though. And the key to when you're freezing this squid, gang, you do not let it touch fresh water. You do not let it, when it's alive, you put it in the bag. You put it in your Ziploc bag till the Ziploc bag's full where it can lay flat in the freezer, but it's full. And then you seal it up while the squid's still alive and they're pulsating, and you put them right in the freezer. That way, when they freeze up, they have all the pigmentation in them, and when you take them out to fish with them, you do not let them touch water at all. You put them in your ice chest and just pull them off a little bit frozen. That's fine. Put the hook in it, throw it in the water, and they'll look just like a live squid. That's the key to this stuff, if you take good care of it, it'll come out of the bag looking just like it's still alive. And then I don't know if Brett's ever dove inside of them, but Rick Maurer, great picture with your wife. That was phenomenal. Thank you very much. You guys got 21 lobsters, you and your wife and your buddy there. That was perfect. Excellent visibility. If you guys are thinking about going diving or thinking about going fishing up in the South Bay, the Rick Maurer was here to tell you the water was crystal clear, very good diving. He had excellent diving. So just let them know that you guys got to get out there and go fishing. I'm just telling you, it's happening right now. There's no reason for it. And then as far as Kyle goes, Al, the reason why he's starting to get busy now, no one wants to go outside in Florida between July and November. It is just sick.
It's the high season down there.
When I was there working, we called it a 3-shirt day or a 4-shirt day. The sweat was just stupid. And then now,
you come during those months, dude. The air is hot, the wind is hot, the water's hot. It's just all nasty hot. I mean, the mahi are running around during August, July, but you do not want to be outside.
Yeah, jump in the water every 15 minutes.
It's terrible.
It's gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought the towel in the hotel was broken. I'm like, I can't get dry. I don't know what's wrong with this towel. What is going on with this thing? My buddy goes, that's humidity, Hanson, you dumbass. That's humidity. I'm like, wow, I cannot get dry. I don't know what's wrong with the towel.
Right. When I was in Fiji, same type of situations, and my ankles were swelling up, man. In the afternoons, like crazy, where I had to lay down because of the humidity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't handle it. I got to be like in San Diego weather.
That's gross. Hey, Arnie, nice to see you today on the show. Says hi to Kyle, and he says hi to Al.
What's up, Arnie?
What's up, Barney?
Real quick, we're going to show you guys a lure that I think, and then Kyle can tell us about it afterwards. Captain Al uses it all the time, but check out the Akara jig here real quick. You guys got a couple minutes here while we're playing this. If you got something to do, check this out.
This is the Promar Ahi booth. Now, last night at the new product showcase, I looked at some of the lures, and the nicest lure that I saw on the shelf was the Ahi Ikara. So they have their new Ikara line of jigs. These things are absolutely incredible. I'm gonna show you them up close, but we're gonna talk to Dave here. Dave's gonna run us through the new lures from Promar Ahi and tell us what the features are on the lures. So now you corrected me and said these were slow pitch jigs?
Yeah, there's slow pitch jigging is the new thing in the fishing industry. Everybody's doing the slow pitch thing. They're making rods for it and everything. So we came out with the Akara line of slow pitch jigs. And the way that the fish react to them is absolutely incredible. Like you were mentioning to me, you could tell that they went to everything right. The hooks are perfectly weighted. Every part of the lure is weighted so that it flutters when it falls. And it looks just like a wounded bait fish. And it causes an unbelievable reaction bite. As we go through the line, we have them from 15 grams all the way to 150 grams.
Okay, so we're talking saltwater and freshwater.
Oh, yes, salt and fresh. I just did a seminar over at the bass tank, and every bass in there had the lure in his mouth at least 5 times.
First off, I just gotta say, the quality and the detail on these things, you can visually walk by and see that these things are built different. I mean, the tiniest details on this, it looks like a real fish. 3D depth on the eyes. I mean, these things are unbelievable. Even the way the hooks are attached, they have like heat shrink sleeves over the tie-ons. I mean, everything was thought through on these lures that I can see from.
You really have to fish with it to appreciate it. When you watch it flutter, it's incredible. And I know you couldn't see it in the product showcase how it flutters, but you can only see what you can see, but you recognized it, which was a good deal.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try one of these in some of the invasives in South Florida. Now, if I'm fishing for bass, which ones would I go for here?
It all depends on the depth of the water.
Okay.
If you're going to fish the shallower water, you see the smaller bait, the largemouth bass or the peacock bass or the smallmouth chasing the small bait. This is going to replicate that small bait inside there.
Okay.
So you're going to throw this on a spinning rod with maybe some 6-pound or 8-pound because you're trying to get a reaction bite on that fish when they're on the small bait. You can't fish it with very heavy line because then it won't do the flutter as it sinks. So it's going to have to be a lighter line.
Okay.
As you move up to the weight, then you can move up on your pound test.
Now, how come they didn't put treble hooks on these?
Treble hook's not going to allow this to flutter the way we want it to flutter. We've tried different treble hooks. So the smaller treble hook will allow it to flutter, but then you won't hook it. J-hook, the way that it's weighted on here and the way that it's rigged, it's ready to go right out of the package, but you're also going to hook the fish when he eats it.
Well,
straight
Dave,
up and down.
They look beautiful. I appreciate the lesson you just gave me here, and I appreciate it all, man. I can't wait to try one of these things out in the water.
Thank you very much, Joe, for stopping
you,
by
man.
and checking this out. I can't wait
Thanks,
to
Dave.
see your YouTube So, gang, check
channel
out the
and see
Akara jig
showing
right
us-
there. You can use the QR code Promar. You're still going to be able to save 15% on all your orders. And then, Kyle, what do you think of that Akara jig? I know that we saw it together when I was out there at ICAST. What do you think?
To be honest, that looks sweet. Like I remember growing up seeing all these guys do the what was it, the live target baits where it looks like every other thing else that's in the water, so nothing stands out. Where I remember going into the showcase and looking at all the different lures, like that guy was talking about. Everything is shimmery. Does it look like a shad that we have here or a pilchard that we got? Yeah, but the way it shimmers, having the hook up front and the single hook in the back, I hate treble hooks. I absolutely despise them. All the lures I have, as soon as I get them, I pull the treble hook off and I'm putting a single hook on there. And that looks like something I want to order, throw on the boat with me and a couple buddies and try to see how they really do. Like it looks just like a regular pilchard that we have swimming around. And I can only imagine throwing that along some trees, throwing it in a canal, dragging it right on the edge. Watching it just shimmer is going to be awesome for a good bite.
Yeah, out here, I do a lot of different types of fishing from the lake to offshore, but those little 15-gram ones in the fall when the largemouth bass are schooling over 80 foot of water, eating bait like crazy, foaming. You pitch those things through the foam, leave your rod tip up and wind it really fast so it's waking, and they just smash that thing. And then the 15 also works in the bay for all the spotted bay bass and sand bass and halibut and everything. And then the bigger ones work for the cod, So those things are really, they work really well. They're phenomenal.
I say they look super versatile too. Like you said, you're catching bass with it. I know a snook, I know a red. Heck, if you get a nice, good, heavy one, I bet a tarpon will even smoke that thing if you're reeling it in fast enough.
Those hooks are beefy, man. You can catch one of them. Well, I don't know how big the tarpon are, but I would say on that, even on the 15, I had one in my hand in the bay yesterday using it, and that little hook is strong.
Oh, yeah.
How big of a tarpon you catch in your zone back there?
So whenever we get tarpon season, which is like April, May, June, I mean, it depends day by day, but on average, you're catching a 60 to, there's some guys catching like 120, 140 pounders. And you're sitting out there, you take what I do is I get about 5 or 7 feet of 80-pound fluoro, and then I give myself about 3 foot, and I'll put a bobber. And after that bobber, I usually using a 6 or 7/0 hook, put a live mullet on it, throw it out there, and you're waiting. You're just in the channel, you're waiting, because all these tarpon, they're just traveling through. Right. And I found the best luck is if I can get a group of mullet to come swim by my mullet sitting on the surface, by the time they drift by him, the tarpon that was just following that group, now he sees this one single one sitting there. And he'll sit there and you'll see your mullet get real high, start doing circles, and all of a sudden, boom, and rod's screaming. You got clients freaking out. What do we do? What do we do? Just grab the rod, start hook him, start reeling. Come on. And then you just follow him and hope that he stays on and doesn't jump off.
That's cool.
Oh, it's so fun. I love tarpon season down here.
That's cool.
Like I was talking to Michael Folks, who's my co-host on Tuesdays. I didn't understand the whole thing, Al, of jumping a tarpon. I just thought that was really weird. I didn't understand what they meant by, I jumped 4 today and I didn't catch any, and I jumped 10 today and I didn't catch any.
They jumped off.
I went, did it, and I was like, I jumped like 30 in a week and I didn't catch any. And I was like, I got it now. I understand it. They got the hardest mouth in the world to get that hook in. But also what I saw, and Kyle, you might correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're live bait fishing up, it's so weird that you finally get a bite because you've gone 4 or 5 hours without a bite. Then you get a bite and the thing jumps out of the water because the minute it feels the hook, it jumps and you're standing there because you weren't ready, because you didn't know you were going to get a bite. You're just like,
I had that the other week. The one of my clients that I took out, it was husband, wife, and the daughter, and we're fishing this real skinny channel that when the water's out coming, it's absolutely amazing. We're sitting there, we're catching maybe 4 snook, we caught a good jack crevalle, and then daughter's sitting there, we're all just talking, and this little tarpon, maybe 20 pounds, jumps out of the water, and I go, oh, we have him on. And she's like, well, what was that? I'm like, just grab the reel, start reeling. And she reels this little tarpon in. Actually, here, let me see if I can find the picture real quick. It was absolutely nuts of how we're sitting there, nothing's happening. Yeah, here we go. And then all of a sudden, this little tarpon just jumps right out of the water. Nobody's even ready for it. And they do that. They feel that hook in their mouth because their mouth is like sandpaper. It's a big bone. And as soon as they feel any sort of pressure, their main instincts jump and just slash. That's why I grew up here, and you got to bow to the fish. You bow to the master. Every time he jumps up, you bow and point that rod tip at him, because if you leave it tight, either he's going to pull it or he's going to snap it. Where if you bow to him, it'll give that little bit of slack, let him move his face around, and then get back in the water and continue running.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're a unique animal, Al, because we came into the bay in Biscayne Bay, I think it's called, in Miami, and
Yep.
at gray light, right at gray light, there are these boils because they're coming up to breathe water. I mean, to breathe air out of the water. It's the weirdest thing. And there's 50 or 60 of these fish sucking air. It's like, that's what I was hearing over and over
It's
again. And
exactly what it sounds like too.
I'm just like freaking out. They're everywhere. I don't even know how I didn't snag one. They're like everywhere. The whole bay. There's not a boat on the bay but us. And we're just sitting there and they're just sucking everywhere. And I'm just freaking out. It was definitely something that I had never seen before. And it was cool that I saw it. I would have liked to have caught one, but at least I got to see them, Kyle.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I got a lot of clients, like, everybody sees tarpon, everybody wants to catch a tarpon, and they're contacting me now for December, and they go, "We want to catch a tarpon," and I go, "I mean, I could try, but it's gonna be hard." I was like, "Come April, May, June, everybody and their mom's gonna be out on the water catching tarpon." I've got a buddy of mine that he mainly does like flats trips out in the Glades and Flamingo, and for those 3 months, he lives in Miami. He'll move down here for that 3 months and live, because every single day they're going out there catching tarpon.
Wow, that's cool.
It's absolutely nuts.
It's a definitely like a ghost type of fish. It's like the white sea bass out here on the West Coast or something, but we don't see hundreds of them a day and don't catch any. If you get white sea bass, you see them, you catch them. But I'll tell you, Al, it's such a freaky thing to see these things as big as your boat. They're like a park bench and they're just swimming around in 4 or 5 feet of water. You're just like losing your mind and you can't get them.
I mean, I'll even show you. We've got a place down here called Robbie's, and it's where you hand feed the tarpon. It's just a restaurant that you go to eat, but it's known for hand feeding these tarpon. And
Wow.
I took a video one day with my little GoPro, and if you look, like, these guys have huge mouths. Let's see if I can try to get this restart. They're coming out huge mouths, and these are 80-pound tarpon daily. They're all just sitting there. You take your pilchard, dump it in the water, and they're coming out to eat your. I've got scars on my hand from it. It's the funnest thing in the whole world.
Right, that's cool.
That is pretty spectacular to have that fish in that shallow water. That's kind of cool. So let's talk about bait fishing. Al's an expert, as far as I'm concerned, on catching ghost shrimp in the Back Bay. What kind of bait are you guys catching down there in the bay?
So we've got pilchards, and we got pinfish, and we have shrimp. Shrimp, they're going to start coming through now just because the colder cold water temperatures are going to start flushing them through the Gulf. You go out there at night, you kind of stick a light below the boat so you can see them. And as the tide is coming from the Gulf into the Atlantic and the water's nice and cold, you'll just sit there with a big dip net and you're scooping them up. And then with these pilchards and pinfish, you kind of find a nice grassy flat with good water movement and kind of sit there. You just throw a bunch of chum out and you sit and you wait. And then pilchards, it looks like raindrops on the surface. And it'll be dead dark. You could just see these little droplets. You'll take your net, throw it out there, and you'll come back with a couple dozen pilchards. And then the pinfish, they'll sit right on the bottom. Same thing. They'll come up in the middle, but they won't come up very much higher than that. But same thing. You chum up and do one good toss, and you'll come back with some good bait. Pilchards, that's my main thing. Every morning that I'm running trips, I'll go down my canal. I'll look along the mangrove trees. And you'll see them as you drive by. They'll all shoot out thinking, oh, here comes a boat with something for us to eat. Turn around, hit the trolling motor, put it in the spot lock, chum up for 45 seconds, get the net ready. You'll do one throw, and you'll be good for a 4-hour trip.
Now, you can throw the net down there.
Throw nets. Yeah.
Yeah, we get the cast nets. You're allowed to throw those down here.
That's a felony in the California. You can steal $900 worth of stuff at Walmart. But boy, if you get caught throwing that net, you're going to a federal penitentiary.
That's absolutely nuts. Everybody down here throws a cast net.
Even the girls, right?
Yeah, there's some girls that I know that do the offshore, and they're throwing nets for ballyhoo offshore, and they can throw a 12-foot net with a perfect pancake almost every time.
Yeah, Chastine, she's pretty damn good at it. She works with Promar. She's phenomenal with it. And then Kyle, I saw that video you had that went viral on I think it's your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That you're throwing the net. Captain Al and I don't know, maybe Al has, but I've never even tried to throw a net because we don't have the opportunity here in California. I said, it's a federal offense. You're going to go to a federal penitentiary if you throw a net in California. If you can think about that, gang, that's how screwed up the laws are here in California. We're going to go do time in a federal penitentiary like murderers and rapists do because we threw a net and caught a fish. It's absolutely ludicrous, but that's what we're up against. So we can dream about it. And then if you go into Mexico, gringos cannot throw the net in Mexico. Only the Mexicans can throw the net in Mexico. So I have to. Yeah. So when I go fishing in my skiff down here, I have to hire a guy to throw the net for me and get me a bunch of bait. And then I can take them back and drop them off and go fish.
That's
you just need to get your permanent residency card, Dave. Then you can go throw the net.
Yeah.
I won't. I'm 65. I'm not going to learn how to by.
I can tell you, I've worked with a group called Ladies Let's Go Fishing. These women, they have never fished. They've never thrown a cast net. They've never done anything fishing related in their life, but they want to get into it. And by the second or third throw of a cast net, I can get them to have a pretty good pancake.
Nice. Yeah, it's the way you wad it up and prep it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I do. The way I've got it is a third goes up and underneath over my shoulder, a third goes in this hand, and a third is hanging. And I don't even have to do a full circle. You just do halfway around, throw it out. I'm good. I've got an 8-foot net that does all the little bit that I needed to do.
Yeah, we can mop a lot of bait out here with one of those. We have to use a sabiki rod in the ocean to catch mackerel.
God, that's nuts.
Some of them all out there swimming below the boat, off the corner of the boat, and you got to use the sabiki. You get 5 at a time, but if you had a cast net in one throw, and you're done.
Exactly. It's the same thing with those the squid that you guys are catching. I was like, man, if you just threw that net once,
oh my gosh,
you could go home.
Right.
We're allowed to use a handheld dip net. To get the squid. That's
like how we do our shrimp.
That's what you're allowed to do.
Shrimp we can't even throw the cast net like they do in the Carolinas. The Carolinas, you can throw a cast net and they put a piece of tape around the edge, so I guess the net falls a lot flatter. But you can't do that down here, but you have to use the handheld dip net down here.
They use it in Mexico. They catch tons of shrimp and super shallow water throwing the net. It's pretty incredible to watch, but
it looks cool.
To think we can't, it's just ridiculous what's going on here in the state of California. But Al, do you have any trips coming up? People can get out on your boat and go hooping with you?
They can get out and do whatever they want. Right now, my next trip is not till the 29th. But I'm going to throw the open party bait trips up, $200 a piece. 3 people to go in the Stringari skiff. The bay's biting. But I mean, everything's biting, Dave. You got bonita outside, big reds on the 9. Islands is biting for everything, lingcod, all that stuff.
You know? Now, when you say reds, are you talking about like the red fish, or are you talking about a different kind of red?
No, it's called a vermilion red rockfish.
Oh, okay, yeah, vermilions. Okay, we got them down here too.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Deep water rockfish, not like a redfish.
No. I was like, there's no way they got the reds up there.
No.
I tell you what,
there's a lot of fishing to be had out here right now. I'm confident on pretty much all the trips I do, except for the tuna trip. They're biting good, you know. So, and I still have that 10% discount across the board. So, You want to go lobster fishing with 3 people on the Stringari? It's only $700. You know?
That ain't a bad deal.
No, it's a smoking deal for California, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when your gasoline's $18 a gallon and permitting is like $3,000 a minute to go fishing.
Yeah, we have to have a lot of stuff to be able to do charters out here. I don't know what the laws are back there, but
I mean,
fuel out here at the dock is $6.60 right now.
I think the fuel at the dock that I pick my clients up for is $4.60 a gallon. And I think diesel is like maybe like $5.20. Like it's nowhere near that expensive.
Right.
But that's the difference between Florida and California.
Right.
Where you see those guys driving.
What size motor you got on that little thing?
I got the 250 show motor, the SHO. I love that thing. That boat's got an 82 gallon tank on it. So like if I fill up from empty to full, I'm running maybe like $300 something. But
how far are you running in a day one way?
Usually the 2 major spots I go to, I'm looking anywhere from like a 25-mile run to around 18 miles. And that's just to the spot. And then we'll jump around a little bit and then turn around, come on back.
Right. And that little boat don't take long to get there on a glassy water, though.
No, I'm cruising at 35. And then if it's like me and like college kids, I'm like, all right, I can go a little faster. So I'll cruise 40 out there and get to the spot quick and burn just a little bit of extra gas. But I'd much rather be faster and start catching more fish.
Right. That's cool. There's a lot of people going to Florida going fishing at this time of year, I guess. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm getting messages every single day. I just had this morning I had 2 more clients that called me saying, hey, we saw your information on Facebook and Instagram, and I want to take my son down for a surprise birthday gift. And another guy, he's graduating college, so him and his buddies want to come down and go try to catch some snook. And absolutely, come down here. We'll see what we can get ourselves into.
Right.
Yeah, the other day you were telling me that GT4 fluorocarbon he was using snook fishing because those fish have a tendency to want to swim around the roots, Al, and snap you off right there. And Kyle was telling me about a fish that he had that went up into the roots, but because he had that GT4 fluorocarbon, which I know you use all the time, Al. So why don't you guys talk about that for a second?
Now, that stuff's good. I mean, that's all I use anymore. You know, it's nice and pliable, and it's very, very, very strong. I use it. I use it from 80 pound all the way down to 15. I'm using the 15 in the bay. And
sounds like me. I'm using the 15 and the 20 for the mangroves, and then 40 and sometimes 60 when I know that I'm going to go after some snook or some Goliath. And heck, I just posted a post today of a client. It was a slow day. We maybe caught 4 snook, and one of them back in this little creek went behind a corner, jumped up in the tree, and he was wrapped all around the tree. I crawled through the mangroves, took a video of it and posted it. And I unwrapped this snook, and I go, "You ready?" And he goes, "Yep." Let him go, and he reeled him all the way in.
Yeah, no, that stuff is really good. I've used lots of different line over the years, and bar none, that's the best stuff there is.
Oh yeah, I love it, and I can't wait to get the next box of fishing line. I got to fill the boat back up. I think I've only got half of a spool left. It's coming down to the last little bit of it. And I'm like, I got to hurry up and get some more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it goes quick when you're fishing every day.
Oh, so those hooks, weights, especially when you got clients that'll break off and they're like, "Oh, I'm stuck on a root." All right, let me pop your line again.
Sounds like a lake trip. Hey, Capt, I'm hung up.
At least every trip, I'm retying 50 so times, and then I'm like, "All right, we're gonna throw near the trees. Don't hook it like you're trying to throw a football." And they go, okay. I'm like, all right, there we go. Great. This is going to be an awesome day.
Yeah. Anytime you're around bushes, trees, mangroves, tules,
they'll throw right into it every single time.
It's rough. Yeah.
And then the other thing that everybody does, all of you, I see you do it. Renee, I see you do it. Tim, I see you guys all do it. They like to they catch a fish, they like to make it a flagpole fish. They wind that fish right up to the
Oh
tip
my gosh.
every time. And I ask, here's a bunch of my buddies, they all laugh about this because I went out with everybody on their boats for years. The 3 things I would say all the time, 1,000 trillion billion times a day. Don't wind it up so far. Let out a little bit of line. Let me get my ladder to get to your fish. Every day, 1,000 times a day, I would say those 3 things. No problem. It doesn't even matter. The guys could be fishing every day for 100 days straight, and he's going to wind the flipping fish up to the tip every single time. They can't help it.
And then they're going to climb up the pole to go unhook it.
You got to get a ladder, bro. Did you bring a ladder? Where's the ladder? Give me a ladder. You got a ladder? What do I need a ladder for? So I can take your fish off, for God's sakes. Either that or let out some line. I mean, really cool would be if you let out some line so that it brought the fish down to my level. Wilt Chamberlain has the day off, so let out a little bit of line. Bring me your ladder. Why do I need a ladder? Well, I can't reach your fish. Let out a little bit of line. Okay, Wilt Chamberlain's got day off today. Kareem's coming in later. He'll help us out here. But right now, let out a little bit of line. Please let out a little bit of line. Let out a little bit of line. Don't wind it up so far. Don't wind it up so far. You think about
my favorite
halfway through
thing is when they catch it and they leave it hanging over. They're reeling it in and go, oh, that's a good fish. Oh, that's a good fish. Get him in the boat. First thing they do, reel it all the way up and then leave it outside the boat. I'm like, come on, get it in. They go real slow. And I'm like, just throw it in the boat. Well, I didn't want to hit anybody. Hit me with it, damn it.
Yes.
Get it in the boat.
Please, get it in the boat. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that nobody hears. Please do not wind your fish all the way to the tip.
Every day.
Okay, no problem, Cap. 10 minutes later, they're winding it to the tip. 12
Let out a little bit of line, Renee. Let out a little bit of line.
My favorite thing is I've had clients where they're fishing and they're like, you know what? I want to bait my own hook. I go, cool. If you want to bait it, you bait it. I'm like, the best thing to do is leave out 4 feet. Just set the rod right here in the corner, and you'll have the hook. You'll have everything right there. First thing they do, reel it all the way up, put it on their shoulder.
Their bait on
exactly. And then they're like, oh, the boat's moving. And I'm like, if you lower it down, you know what? Just lay the rod on the deck. Just lay the rod on the deck. Do it on the floor like a child. I don't care. If you want to bait your own hook that bad, you can bait your own hook that bad.
Right.
Yeah, it's one thing when they show up, they don't know, right? So you explain it to them, right? So then that's 7 o'clock in the morning, right? You explain it to them really thoroughly, right? 8 o'clock in the morning, they're still doing it. 9 o'clock, they're still doing it. The kids in the bay, Saturday, we're fishing 7-foot light, medium light spinning rods, And I teach them, I said, don't wind the bait all the way to the tip because this is what you got to do, right? Climb up there and take it off. Hold the spinning rod with your right hand like a baseball bat right around the reel like this, and you should be able to grab your bait. When you go to put your hook away and put your rod away, you put it on the bottom eye on the outside of the frame, right? Teach them that. Put your rod tip down so the bait don't come off. And a lot of kids will get it after a while, but some of them, even adults, they just don't get it. I look over there.
That's my problem is the adults. You tell them and they go, okay. It's like, hey, look, we're fishing right here, 20 feet off of either side. You don't need to throw over there. You're going to get stuck on something. Oh, okay. I'm like, all right, you know what? Just you fish over there. And then 2 minutes later, I hear, oh, I got something. And I'll let them fight the bridge for 45 seconds before I go, yeah, you got him. Oh, he's screaming. Meanwhile, they're just, nothing's happening. I'm like, all right, I told you. But I'll let you fight that bridge for a little bit.
Lake fishing, bass fishing in the San Diego City lakes is very difficult when the water level is high because all the fish are up in the junk, and that's I can imagine. I haven't been to the mangroves of Florida or nothing, but I can imagine if you need to put your bait really close to the mangroves. I know exactly what you got to go through with the clients, But,
well, so the biggest thing is if I get these guys, most of these mangroves, so it is root systems underneath. but you'll have these overhangs. And that's the biggest thing is if I get somebody that they say, hey, I've done a lot of bass fishing, I've done a lot of saltwater fishing, I can get up along the mangrove trees. All right, I'll let you get up along the mangrove trees. If I get somebody that has no idea what they're doing, I'm taking you where I get a little bit of room and you don't have to toss out far. I'm going to take you to the middle of that channel so you hit nothing. And they'll always find a rock. They'll always find something. But I'm like, at least you're not getting stuck in a tree right now and having to leave all this fishing line in the tree.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst thing down here. I got multiple spots where if I get hung up in a tree, even if it's a no entry area, I'm going to go in there and go get that. I'm not leaving it in the tree. And you'll go back and there's thousands of yards of line just sitting in tree branches and hooks and lures and everything. And I'm like, just back up just a little bit, go grab it, and then come right back out. It's fun. Nobody's going to get mad at you.
Right.
No, but also, Kyle and Al, when they snag the spot, it ruins it. There could have been 100, there could have been 100 fish in there, but now we're not going to catch any because they snagged that, and now we got to get out of there and go somewhere else, even though we tell them all the time. And I've been fighting that fight for a long time. So
I can tell you down here, if you snag something, it does not mess it up. I've had spots where we hooked onto a good fish, he popped off. Very next catch, you're catching either that same fish that you just lost, or you're catching another one. It's I can snap it off on a rock, a branch, anywhere, as long as it's not one specific corner and you get a good channel. The fish don't even care.
Nice.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, it takes some people a lot of years to be able to fish correctly. It's nice. It's nice when you're fishing around the junk, I call it, and you got a good fisherman. I can pitch and flip and do all that other stuff. I'm like, it's fun,
It makes your day so much easier.
Yeah, the other part's just part of the deal,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just joking. We're just having fun. It's all part of. If it wasn't for them snagging everything that they can, we wouldn't even be there. They would have
the hook suppliers would be down.
Exactly.
Down. They wouldn't need us. They wouldn't need us to re-rig their rig every 5 seconds. Absolutely.
Hey, that's what keeps me busy.
Yep. Well, let everybody know how they can get a hold of you, Kyle, because I know now a lot of people want to get down there to Florida. Where are you in the Keys?
So I'm in Isla Mirada, Tavernier area. You can go on Google and you can search me up as Catch and See SEA Charters. And either I'll be the first one to pop up on Google or my website will pop up. You can find me on Instagram at catchandseacharters.com. You can find me personally at Captain.Kyle.Gabor. And that'll lead you to every bar to me.
Nice. Captain Al, it sounds pretty fun to get down there and go fishing with Kyle, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to go get on some of them tarpon and stuff.
April, May, June, you let me know.
I'd like to go catch some of them big redfish. I never caught a redfish, never caught a drum, never caught a tarpon.
I tell you what, if you want to catch like a good redfish or a good drum, you got to do Louisiana. I think it's Venice, Louisiana, or North Carolina, South Carolina. Those go around. We've got redfish, but up there they've got 40-pounders they're catching on a daily basis.
Wow.
That's where I think the next vacation I'm going to do, maybe during the springtime or something, I'm going to go up there and go try to catch me some overslot red drum. That looks fun to me.
Yeah, I just like to go fishing too. You get in, like, if you've never been to the Keys, man, you just go down there and catch what you catch. Go have.
Oh yeah, I get so many guys where we're headed out to the spot and they're looking over and they go, "Is that the bottom?" I go, "Yeah, that's bottom." "How deep is it?" 6 foot. And they go, "Wow, it doesn't even look like it." And then you go offshore and you're in 80 to almost 100 feet some days and you can still see the bottom.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
That's
absolutely
beautiful.
Incredible. The thought of fishing the Everglades, the only thing that does for me though to keep me from there is the bugs.
During the summertime, they're really bad. Right now, it's calmed down a lot. I can pretty much go out there with no bug spray. The biggest issue is maybe like we call them no-see-ums. It's
Yeah,
these little black
I know what
gnats.
they are.
Oh yeah,
I'm
those
just
no-see-ums, they tear you up.
God forbid putting a light up at night out there too, huh?
I'll turn everything off.
Wow.
You won't have to worry about me on the boat. I'm not going. Not at night anyway. I might go during the
No.
day, but
But I say if I go at night, I'm wearing boots, I'm wearing pants, I'm wearing a long sleeve, I've got the face cover, and then I'll still put a little bit of the bug spray. Like wherever I got skin out, I'm putting bug spray on it.
Yeah, it's a different world back there, that's for sure. Hey, what about gators? You got gators back there?
Well, so in the saltwater portion, we got the crocodiles. We have the saltwater crocs. And one of the spots that I go to a lot, there's always a 12 or 13 footer there. And he'll just swim right on by. No, he like I've got a couple buddies that say they'll throw like mullet at him. They'll bring dead mullet back there trying to catch the redfish. And they'll throw chunks of mullet and he'll eat it. But other than that, the crocodiles are less scary than the alligators. If I'm going back into like freshwater Everglades where the alligators are, I mean, I grew up doing some alligator hunts with my uncle in Punta Gorda. Those things are way more terrifying than these saltwater crocodiles. They're not like the Nile crocs you see on TV. They'll pop up, and then as soon as you can get within 4 feet, and they're not moving. They're thinking they're hidden. You can touch them; they won't move. And I would much rather deal with these saltwater crocs versus an alligator down here.
Yeah, when I've been surfing in Costa Rica quite a bit, and down there, man, you paddle in on a beach, and the saltwater crocs are sitting right on the inlets, you know.
Nope, I would not be doing that.
Flying there everywhere.
That would not be me. I would stay out of that water.
Yeah.
are there nutras down there where you're at?
I don't know. We might have them in the swamp. Yeah, because they're in our FWC guide for like small game hunting. So we definitely have some, but I don't think anywhere as bad as they got up top up north.
The pythons took care of every animal down there, right?
Even my dad, he just talked to me about some new documentary that came out about the pythons down here.
I just watched it 2 nights ago.
He sent me the link, and that was my plan today is turn it on while I'm doing some chores around the house. And it went from they were bad. We thought we got it not necessarily figured out and fixed, but you were seeing a lot less of them. And now they did all this research and goes, oh, here they all are. And they're starting to catch more of them now.
Yeah, there's so many of them down there. I mean, I just watched it last night, so it's fresh in my mind. Each one of them snakes has 100 eggs. 100! And there's no predator. There's no predator.
Sometimes they'll get stuck fighting an alligator, but that's all that's going to mess with them maybe.
They're eating the alligators.
Yeah, they're eating the little baby ones. Even if you get a big python, they've been known to eat 4-footers. It's nuts.
They're eating the alligators. It's incredible, and there's so many of them. And since that big hurricane you guys had down there, and it ripped all those zoos up and all those reptile structures and everything.
Oh yeah,
they've just gone absolutely ape. And the really sad thing is all the deer and all the raccoons,
the rabbits. Yep,
they're all
birds.
gone. There's none.
Nope, it's terrible.
None.
Luckily, we've got guys like the python hunter, I think is his name. And luckily, we got guys like him that are going out, and he's got dogs, and he's trying to catch them every single night.
Oh, he can catch them every single day, but that's one guy. It's 1 million square feet, the Everglades.
Oh, yeah.
And they thrive in that, Al. They thrive. That's what the guy was saying last night. These snakes, that's their favorite thing. Heat, humidity, and low-lying brush so they can hide out.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't have a dog, you can forget about it. You're not finding them. I don't care if you're the greatest hunter in the world. You're not finding them. And then to get a couple of dogs, you're talking a couple $100,000 a year just to have the dogs.
Well, what's cool is the guy, like I said, I think his name is the Python Hunter. His dog, I don't think he's sniffing out the snakes, but he's sniffing out the nests. And so now once he got the dog, they're finding more nests, and it's like perfect. I know where here's 100 eggs right here. Let's get them all out. And then every now and then they'll find the mom either nearby or inside the nest, and at that point they've hit the jackpot.
So unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Absolutely. Well, Captain Kyle and Captain Al, thank you. You got open party trips, Al? You gonna let people know? Call you up?
Yeah. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, open party on the Stringari for lobster or bay.
And how can they get a hold of you if they want to go get some Christmas lobsters?
619-800-3474. That's 619-800-FISH. So you can't forget it.
There you go, gang. Get out there with Captain Al. I want to hear your stories next week. I want to hear what you guys caught. Get out there. And tomorrow we got a really interesting show for you. I got Amir, the comedian, best buddy with Theo Vaughn. Amir's a really good friend of ours. He comes on the show once or twice a year. He's going to be with me tomorrow with Michael Folks. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the comedy world and the fishing world. Amir is a big-time fisherman traveling all over the world fishing, but he's also a hell of a comedian. If you've never seen Amir K, go online, social media, anything you can think of, type in Amir K, and you guys get ready to laugh. You're going to laugh your butts off. He'll be with us tomorrow. And then I got the guy there's another thing going on. The deer on Catalina, they want to eradicate them. They want to get rid of the deer. I don't know why. It's just absolutely ludicrous. He's going to talk to us a little bit about that tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a very interesting show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody be cool. And